I just spent the whole week out in New York, and I was shooting with Dusty Locane, Ross Swish, and Ron Suno. But the whole Brooklyn gang shit is crazy, bro.
I mean, I'll tell you this: when it come to gangs, Brooklyn always been crazy. Cause like when blood popped off in New York and Crippin popped off in New York, like first of all in New York,
but these guys are getting like if you listen to these records, like between the woos and the chews and all that
See,
shit.
I don't know. So look, I'm just speaking like from when I was a teenager, bro. Like if you was a Crip in New York, you was tough because New York is a blood. Like you're not
blood
LA,
city. Yeah. I always think of New York as like I just think of Jim Jones.
Oh, yeah. No, but like LA is a Crip
for sure.
City. New York 100%. Is a blood. But the thing about the shit in New York is in prison, Bloods run everything. Crips ain't the same with the Crips. So the thing is like for me on the outside looking in, I see what I seen in the 90s now. Like in the 90s when gang shit popped off in New York, because it was coming from out of jail. Blood shit came from out of jail. When it came to the streets, it was bad because people was adapting a jail mentality before going to jail. So, and how they acted, militant, all that shit. And then like seeing these kids now, I just be like, yo, bro, even when I think about these, like when I be talking to dudes from LA,
yeah,
and like some of them, like they gangsters respect gangsters around the globe. But like a lot of them that don't jack, like, you know, Bloods or Crips over there, I'd be like, yo, that's y'all fault. Like that's your kids, bro. Like that's offspring of you.
Of course.
So it's like seeing this shit, bro, it just, a lot of it rubs me the wrong way. In Brooklyn, you got little kids getting hit with strays and shit.
That shit just happened while we were out there. We were just in where did it happen at? No, it was in Brooklyn. There was some kid got hit. There was a shootout and some, I think, 11,
little girl,
11
little
got
girl.
hit in the chest.
Yeah, little girl,
right outside
little boy or something.
Yeah, right outside of a liquor store.
Oh no, bro, it's that. But that's the thing. It's like I don't know because you know I don't sit on like I'm born in '82. My generation be acting like we sit on this pedestal where we had everything right when we didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, there was just not social media to kind of.
It was not social media, but it's like even the rationalization of like why things were done, it still don't make no sense. But it's like now it's like I think it's even worse now because it's like the name recognition amongst your peers. I got a 19-year-old daughter and I got a 14-year-old son. Mm-hmm. So it's like I be telling my son all the time, bro, like I got a friend that went to jail for attempted murder, and he just was telling me, he like, yo, Wayne, I belong to myself for the first time. He just got off of papers, and he like, I belong to myself for the first time in 20 years.
How crazy is that?
And I'm telling my son, I'm like, yo, do you hear it? I say, bro, I tell my son, like, yo, he shot somebody when we was 18.
And he's just
40.
And he's now finally free of the system.
He's 40, right. Bro. I'm like, that's not because his friends, yo, bro, my son, certain kids that was on his basketball AAU team, I done seen their Instagrams. They be carrying hammers and shit. I'm like, this is crazy.
Fuck.
And I don't even know why, but I know that a lot. It plays into the music and the lifestyle, and it's a lot of misinformation that spread. You know what I mean, it's a lot of misinformation. I just be trying to do my part because I feel like you change the world by changing one person's perspective.